we just played to our standard, you know. They got us in a couple of possessions in the first half, and we just had to regroup together. And we put together some good stops in the first half. And then when we got in the locker room, made the adjustments, and then we just made the stand and say, look, we're not going to let this happen. You know, we got to play with the best defense in the country. And that's what we did in the second half and just holding them, you know. Hats off to Tennessee. They're a great football team. And I'm just glad we were able to make the adjustments and come out second half and make that statement of the defense.
Trey Biddy, I should say.
Yeah, Jalen. Coach Pittman said you guys were starting to kind of figure things out a little bit in the first half on what they were doing. What did you guys see that you talked about making the adjustment? What did you guys see that you needed to adjust?
We had to get off the field on third downs. I think that one drive they scored, they had 15 plays, and when it scored, you know, we just had to get off the field on third downs. And I think once we realized that and we made those adjustments on that, we started stopping them, making key stops, and their time possessions went down quite a bit. So, yeah, it was just I would say it was just the third down stops we had to make and then just keep running to the ball and hitting and making key tackles and doing our jobs. And I think second half is when we really put the statement on that and a stand on that. And it showed. So, like I said, I'm just proud of the guys for doing their jobs and straining and coming out with the victory.
Trey Schapp.
Yeah, what was Tennessee doing early that gave you guys fits? And then how did you guys adjust to that?
We just had to stop the run. I think they were just finding the holes and the cutback lanes to get through. So we just had to regain a line of scrimmage, and hats off to the D-line for making that adjustment and doing that. And in the back end, we just had to keep doing our jobs in the back end and not get bored with what we were trying to do, you know. I know they were trying to pass this game and take shots, and they didn't take as many because we were just locking stuff down the back, make sure that we didn't let anything past us deep. So hats off to the DBs for doing that. But I would just say just find our gaps and just doing our assignments. I think a couple people got out their gaps, and which allowed to have some key runs and third down conversions. But once we figured out that and came together, I think everything just went fluent. And we started seeing, hey, we can do this. We're making stops after stop after stop after stop. Before you know it, we hold them to 0 points in the second half. So hats off to those guys for sure.
Tara? Nikki?
Hey, Jalen, how big and how nice was it to have the offense scoring at the same time that you guys were making these stops and kind of building the momentum together?
Oh, it was big time. It was huge. You know, offense got off to a slow start in the first half, and but they weren't panicking because they knew that we had their backs. You know, we gave up a field goal and a touchdown, and then we told them that that's it. You know, we can't let that happen. So we got them. We got their backs, and that's what gave them confidence. So we knew that they were going to come out with a statement the second half, and when they came and scored right away, we knew that it was going to be a different type of game. And then our rhythm started going on both sides. You know, we got key stops, offense starting to get in a rhythm and started going and scored on short possessions and stuff like that. So just hats off to the offense because, you know, any situation like that, an offense can get down and start pointing fingers. There's never none of that. It was just, hey, defense, we got your back and we got theirs. And then when they came out and scored, I just set the tempo for the rest of the game, and we just defense just fed off of that. So hats off to the offense and for scoring right away and giving us that momentum and that push to keep going and come up with the win.
Go ahead, Nikki.
Jalen, when they switch in another quarterback, one that you might not have seen so much tape of, like, how does that change what you guys do? And I don't know, how do you guys prepare for that?
We just had to have the same game plan, you know, just play the routes that we've seen on film, play the run. And I know we had to stop the run this game as well for them to pass. We wanted them to pass, so we had to stop the run. So the quarterback situation, I don't think it mattered too much. I mean, the starting quarterback definitely was the more experienced guy for sure. And hats off to him. He's a great football player. And the backup, I know he's played in a couple games. So I would say that their styles was kind of the same. So it wasn't really like, oh, we had to watch this dude because he runs a lot, or this guy because he passes more. You know, they were both kind of similar. So I don't think we were really focused on what quarterback came in. We were just going to keep doing our assignments and just trust what we see on film and translate it to the game. And I think we started seeing that as the game went on. We started recognizing things, and we just made key stops.
Kyle Deckelbaum, Hayden, Danny West, Scotty.
Hey Jalen, what'd you see from your defensive line tonight? Guys like Julius Coates, Jonathan Marshall, Eric Gregory.
I saw people that strained to the very end. They weren't worried about making a play. They were just doing their jobs and letting the game come to them. I wouldn't want any other D linemen on our field but them because they do their jobs. You know, they might not get 10 tackles, 12 tackles a game, but they definitely should be noticed and when it's due. I put credit in what they're due because they come out every day and bust their butt in practice, and it translates to the game. You know, they just come out and just do their jobs, nothing else but their jobs. And, you know, Jay Marsh especially, I mean, he controls the line of scrimmage most of the time, and you can just see it causes havoc. Running backs have to cut back and do things because he's just such a weapon and just such a distraction up there. So, no, Jay Marsh is doing his thing. Julia Coe's doing her thing. I just can't wait to see what they got in store for the rest of the season. But hats off to them tonight for doing their jobs and just causing havoc on the line of scrimmage.
Couple more. First, Ty.
Yeah, Jalen, in the second half, at the very end of the ball game in the last play, how important was it for you and the defense to just get that stop to end the game without giving up a touchdown in the second half?
I think that drive to us was our statement. You know, anybody in that situation in defense can get lackadaisical, start worrying about what's going to happen after the game, like celebration. We weren't worried about that. We were trying to keep our momentum going and get our last stop because we want to make a statement that no matter what situation we're in, just give us a place to stand and we're going to go play. No matter what the score is, what the time is, we're going to go out and do this, have the same mindset. And that showed. You know, they were doing things here and there, and we wanted to throw in front of us, but we made a decision as a defense that we weren't going to let them score. You know, we weren't going to give up this one. And I'm just proud for us for straining. And, you know, Hudson Clark made a great play on the ball, and I just came down with it to seal the game. So hats off to him and hats off to the whole defense for staying focused and making that last stop towards the end.
Final question, Trey, Biddy.
Yeah, Jalen, you had a big hit early in that game, which I think kind of us we're gasping up here because you got ejected in the last one. I guess you have to have a lot of confidence in yourself and just kind of play like you're going to play no matter what. But did you know that you had 10 tackles in the first quarter? And have you ever had a stat like that before?
I'm not going to lie. I just be playing. So I don't even know what the stat line be. I just be out there. And, you know, so after the game, I guess I find out like, oh, hey, you had this and that. But so no, I just be. It's just I don't really worry about the stats too much. I mean, you know, people tell me here and there, hey, you had this, that, and I mean, it's always nice to be recognized for that. But I just want to keep doing what I do to help my team win. Whether I have 12 tackles or whether I have just one tackle, I just want to do my job and do what I got to do to help the defense win the game. And I just want to portray that. You know, today I made 12 tackles. I guess that's what I had to do to help the defense win. But regardless, the stats really never really mattered to me. It's more about what I am, put myself in the best position for my defense and my team as a whole. So, but appreciate you telling me I had 12 tackles. I just now found out. Appreciate you.
All right, Jalen, appreciate it. Congratulations. And we'll now bring in Bumper Pool.